Hello there, this is Three of Spades, and welcome back to Rogue Planet 2, DevLog 21. Got a bunch of the guns here. There's a bunch of new weapons. Got a remake of the hunting rifle from Rogue Planet 1. Some of the earlier versions of the game had this rifle, and the soldiers were primarily using it, but you could pick it up as well. It was in the Steam version, if I'm not mistaken. Also, as well, I have recreated the shotgun from the first game, and I've also made a rusty variant of it, and I've also made a 3D printed pistol, a silenced version as well, or suppressed version anyway. So the idea is this is like some plastic pistol that some guy made. A few parts are metal, but not too many of them. There's also an Uzi, which was another weapon that was in a lot of the older versions of Rogue Planet. There's also a few variants of that Uzi. This one's the cookies and cream, as I call it. This one I'll show off more later. And there's a bunch of cell phone guns lying around now. So, been populating the maps with these, but I have successfully ported the army base to the multiplayer, and have been kind of just spreading around weapons through here, and also put a bunch of blood and murder and all kinds of horrible stuff through here. So, enough talk, let me show you the goods. Make sure it's not going to absolutely violate my ears as well. Come on, Windows 10. You can do it. Alright, good. Alright, so we got some dead bodies over here. That's a staple of the first game, if you remember. There was a lot of blood in that. This guy tried to crawl away, but he didn't make it very far. I don't think there's much left of him to crawl. We get the rust bucket here, the rusty shotgun. Now the thing with the rust bucket is it deals a bunch of damage, but the reload's a little slow. The 9mm repeater is a direct upgrade to the SMG that you start with. There's also the cookies and cream, which has a grip and sight. It also looks pretty funny. There we go. Got that bitch. Now on this map, there's the ability to get up on the roof. You could grab a sniper rifle, start shooting. There we go. Got him. Thankfully, it is kind of hectic. It's a little close quarters as well. As we can see, compared to the zombies map, there's been a lot of destruction. There's also a dead guy there. Get wrecked, bitch. A bunch of smoke. A lot of smoke, because shit was on fire. The Judge has been waiting for this a long time, obviously. He's very pleased. So here's the shotgun from the first game. I'm calling it the Marcus. It has a fairly fast reload. I've also blown a hole open here in the hospital. There's a few beds that have been turned over, some of which have blood on them, some of which do not. A lot of the trucks out here have a lot of blood and destruction on them. Nope. Nope. Game froze there for a sec. Oh, froze again. Ah! Come on, game, you can do it. There we go. So, when I record this game, it gets kind of laggy. Thanks, action. Fucking more like ass action. Anyway. Damn it. So anyway, I'm taking you through the tour of the fucked up place here. There's one ammo crate in here as well. There are a few ammo crates scattered across the map. There's a bunch of blood and death in here. This place was once on fire, but seemingly the only thing that remained was the death. Yeah, it looks pretty fucked up. And thanks to the decal system, I was able to spread the blood throughout walls and floors and other objects such as beds and tables and TVs. So it's a pretty welcome improvement over the first game in that regard. And there's a bunch of blood on the workshops. Clearly whoever survived here didn't go down without a fight. Or otherwise, they survived and killed a lot of them. This building was once kind of barriered off and set on fire because I didn't know what to do with it, but now, as you can see, it's kind of just charred remains, and now it's a spawn location. As well as this is also a spawn location, though, as we can kind of see, it's a little, little fucked. So, I might need to just add more spawn locations, but there's other bits of text around here. They paid the price. This is where that machine gun was. There's some other funny bits, like, get out of my store, bitch. So if you pick up the, or I can pick the shotgun up anyway. There's the Marcus, I'm gonna grab that. So this is where the gas station was. This plane was crashed into it, and now all of the beams and other bits have been burned to a pile of rubble. Fuck you. Now I think they're out of order. I don't think anyone's getting gas. I think they're getting death. Death and destruction. They took almost all of the copies of Rogue Jaj and Rogue Planet, so I gotta admit, I think it sold pretty well. I think that flew off the shelves. But the Council of Jaj, they wait for all. You're always welcome to stay, but you never can leave. So, yeah, pretty cool port, I think. You'll have to let me know what you think of it when you play it eventually. But, not just that, I've also made a destruction variant. Now, this doesn't have any of the blood in it, but it does have something, I think, far cooler to replace it. And I'll show that off here as soon as it loads up. I really need to put some kind of loading screen in here. But I'll get to that sooner than later. Alright, good. So, this is a destruction variant, so immediately... Yeah, here goes nothing. Yeah. That is the fun of Apex Destruction. Look at how much destruction I've got in my game. You can blow up buildings, you can destroy every tree, every skyscraper goes fucking flying. Yeah. I think I know what my objective is now, not to kill the enemy, to kill the buildings. Now, if that looks like fun to you, then you'll definitely like this game, no doubt. Because I don't know about you, but when I see buildings in the background of a map, I want to shoot them into 5,000 pieces with a pistol. Or some shit like that. Like, if I see things that I feel I should be able to destroy, like, I feel like I should be able to destroy that building. Or this building. Like, I can destroy that building, it's just that there's a fucking ton of trees in my way. So, that's lovely. Let me see if I can... Oh. Fuck you, bitch. Eat lead, motherfucker. Let me see if I can find a spot. I'm gonna see if I can find a spot, because, yeah. I need to shoot the building with the pistol. I want to fucking demonstrate this. Because I'm autistic. But also because it's really fun. Shoot down an entire building with a pistol. Like, the technology for this shit is really fucking simple to do. All you do is you go and you get your static mesh or whatever the fuck it is. And after you have your Apex Destruction plugin installed in the Unreal Engine editor, you have to check it on, but you have to turn it on, and then after you turn it on, you can just right click, create a destructible mesh, and then fracture that shit into, like, you know, a bunch of pieces. You can specify the number of pieces. In the case of the buildings, I think I did like 100. In the case of the trees, I think I did more like 75 because they're all clumped together. But there we go. Shot the building down with the pistol. This took me like 2 minutes to make, but it's really fun. Because the fun part of the first game was breaking out of the map after you had beaten the game, or hell, even during it, because a lot of people were like rebels and they wanted to break out of my map. So, well, I figured, let's take this to the next level. How about you break the background of the map and just fucking turn the buildings and trees into whatever the fuck this is. And, yeah, I've added destruction to this map and a few others. Although, obviously, as you can fucking tell, it completely destroys the hitboxes, because you don't know where the fuck you're aiming, and nor do I. So I'm gonna blow that up. Bye-bye. That whole building just went to shit, and I just destroyed massive trees with a pistol. Knife to see ya. There we go. I just destroyed a fucking forest with a pistol. Wrecked. And this is the fun part that I really like fucking around with. So there are a few other things in this map. You can get up here with the ladder, or you can do that too, which is one of my favorite tricks. So there's a few different like routes and other things, but that's pretty cool. Let me see if I can make the jump. Yes, I can. Excellent. Yep. Someone's shooting me. Who's shooting me? See if this blows it up. No, I don't think it did. The frame rate goes to hell and back, obviously, but, you know. Where's the fun in blowing up the game if you can't, you know, get a little bit of the frame dips on you too? So anyway, this is clearly not the intended, you know, design of it, but I figured I would add it for fun. So, alongside that, I have added some other effects to a few of the maps. I'm going to show you that, as well as a new enemy type I have added. So, fucking bless me, jeez Louise. There we go. Excellent. Got that shit out. Now, there's a new enemy type in this map, and I'm going to show him off as well. So, that alongside, I've added an absolute ton of like streams of water using a big particle effect system with Niagara. It doesn't have any collisions, so as soon as they just hit the ground, they disappear. But also got sharks, and if I can catch one, or one will catch me anyway, there's a jellyfish. So this was a cut enemy. It's the jellyfish. I think they're both right there. Yep, there he is. He's stuck in his shark buddies. If that means they eat me next, that's fine. Go ahead. No. But there we are. That's a jellyfish. So the jellyfish is a flying volcanic jellyfish. And he kills you. Yeah, there's another one. Yeah, I have the quotes in this game. They're pretty good. Oh, shit. I got stung by the jellyfish. But it's pretty hectic. And that's one thing I like about this, is there's just so much shit that's happening. So there's a bunch of streams of water, a bunch of fish, a bunch of other good shit. A bunch of sharks that come in and try to fucking kill everybody. So it's a good anti-camping measure. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool effect I've made here. You're wrecked, Sickle. Thanks for the assist there, Sword. But yeah, there's that. Probably going to put some other weapons in this map. Let me show you the golf course as well. We've used this effect. I've also put in a rain effect into Besieged, which is the Stormy Camelot map with the elephants in the arena. I didn't actually have a like rain effect, and nor could I find one, so I just made one myself using the Niagara particles. But as we'll kind of see here, bunch of particles, and it helps really kind of make it look and, you know, feel more like you're properly underwater when there's like little streams of water droplets going by you. So pretty neat effect here, I figured. I've also added some actual normal jellyfish down there to kind of signify how and why you die. Basically, you run into the jellyfish. Jellyfish. The jellyfish is kind of coral reef there, and they beat the shit out of you. So they don't like you invading their home. So if you fall down there, what happens is the jellyfish, they sting you. So that and the coral reefs are fucking spiky. So there's that. I'm going to show you Besieged, which I have added this rain effect to. And thankfully it didn't take too much. It just kind of was like I had to eyeball a lot of it. I've also added some falling leaves because there are trees during the storm, of course. So some pretty cool effects here. In this case, it's a normal storm, but I figured there would be a few different kinds of weather and effects. And yes, there are God rays, because we need that when the storm hits. But yeah, so you can sort of see leaves are falling from the trees above, and there's a lot of rain everywhere. So it's pretty awesome. I'll need to go through, add some audio, add some music and other bits to this, but I'll probably end up doing that last because audio is kind of a pain in the ass to reset up. If you fuck something up, then you gotta do it again. But yeah, I've also given the bricks kind of a wet texture, a darker kind of wet texture. Yep, zombies are after me. Fuck you, zombie. So these bricks look kind of rained on. So do these ones. It's a kind of material shininess effect that I've added. Knife to see you, bitch. It's also on the walls. So it looks like the walls have been getting wet as well. Thankfully the tarp just kind of always had a glow to it, so it looks fine. And the tarp also has some water leaking through it. Some of the God rays too. So while the sun is out, it's kind of faint behind all the clouds and the storm. But yeah, you can totally still get up here. You can fuck around with all of that. It's probably one of my favorite bits. Cannonball into the middle of the arena. Or dolphin dive. See, why make a pool map when you can just make an ocean? Now that's a fun thing to do, the way I see it. I was going to have an effect where there was like water droplets on the ground, but it kept crashing, so I think you would rather just have there be like, I guess, some wet looking surfaces as opposed to just, you know, your game crashing. Like, I could have done it a little more convincingly, but yeah, who gives a shit. Clearly not Unreal Engine today. Oh no, they killed me. But anyway, oh fuck, wrong button. Main menu's not working yet. Let me, yeah, just close the, project there. In the standalone test. So there's that one. I'm going to show you the, Great Fall. So this has a lot of the water streams. A lot of that effect in there, actually. And it looks pretty cool. So there's water, there's a bunch of like mildew and fog, and there's also algae. So the whole map looks pretty fucking wild now. This is one big goal I had starting off the jump with Rogue Planet, was to get absolutely massive particle systems and weather working very efficiently too. And as you can see, other world and interactive elements like other factions running around. It was something I liked in the old Star Wars. Fuck's sake, I need a drink. The old Star Wars Battlefront games, where there was like sometimes in some maps, like Jabba's palace had Gamorrean guards who attacked everybody, or Geonosis had the Geonosians who go and like attack the clones, or you had the Wampas on Hoth who I guess also attacked everybody, but you also had like the Wookiees on Kashyyyk who would give the Republic a hand, or other cool things like that I really enjoyed. And yeah, it thankfully looks and runs pretty well. It's kind of shocking just how efficient the particle systems can be if you don't really use too much collision, if any. There's about 5,000 particles on screen just with the streams of water alone. I think if you add up all of the shooting and other algae and fog and other stuff, you would have about 10,000 particles, and it looks super fucking cool. Yeah, not time to grab a snack just yet, but yeah, it looks like the water is properly flowing. It looks like there's multiple layers to this whole map. And it looks like the sun is shining in very faintly from above the water. Well, not too faintly at least. You just can't see the sun. Oh shit. But yeah, there's also the algae. So this whole place is really contaminated. But there'll be an explanation for why these dudes can breathe underwater without like suits. I'll get to that probably in the story mode, but you'll have to see that when you do. But yeah, bunch of particles. I had seen a lot of Team Fortress 2 maps forever ago that just did some of the most crazy shit. And I'm like, why don't more games do creative things like upside down payload carts or dubstep maps with shitloads of particles, or Metal Gear Solid 5 with dynamic time of day and weather systems. It's not like they lack the technology, the resources, or the money. It's just they lack any fucking care. It's not that they lack the talent either. They can clearly put so much fucking effort seemingly into Nicki Minaj's ass in Call of Duty. But, yeah, they can't be fucked to actually put in, like, a weather system or some cool underwater map or, some cool gameplay gimmick. Oh, well, they'll have water sections, but not a full underwater map. Yeah. Like, since Call of Duty Ghost, I wanted more underwater maps. Like, Black Ops 3, it would have been fucking perfect. And I never saw any mods that tried to add, like, full underwater enhanced movement for PvP. Just, like, maybe a few zombie maps that were underwater, but they just used, like, the shitty, restricted mechanics of that fucking mode, and I didn't care, so... whatever. I'm going to show you the mall infestation now, and the mall massacre. I've added a bunch of the weapons that I showed off at the start here, as well as a few others. Fucking hell, allergies are terrible today. Sorry about that. Let me just minimize that real quick. Excellent. Alright. So, still got them flickering lights and other good shit. You know the drill, basically, with that. Santa Fe also got a bit of a change up because the old sunset map wasn't going to work unless, of course, you prefer, like, 15 frames a second, but I'm sure most of you wouldn't, so... yeah. I think the zombies ate him. So this is like a USA shotgun, but the lighting kind of makes it all look black. You gotta paint it black. I see a woman in a red dress, and I want it painted black. It's also Jack Frost's gun, the Frostbite. Now this is an improved version on it because it has a fast reload and deals slightly more damage. But I'll probably make this a real gun too. At least a real one you can find on maps because it's cool. So this is the Assassin. I think I showed this off during the 4th of July special, but it's a silenced double-barrel shotgun that allows you to move freaky fast. Like, absolutely fucking fast. It's crazy. Here's the auto cleaner. Now, the difference between the auto cleaner and the 3D pistol is the 3D pistols are more common, but have slightly less ammo and damage. But the auto cleaner has more ammo and damage, and you can still move pretty fast with all of them. But yeah, I wanted to add like some other, cool weapons, like a 3D printed pistol, or other just, self-defense weapons that I've totally seen before, but I haven't seen too many games fuck around with since, I think, about, like, Left 4 Dead 2, maybe. And, I gotta say, Left 4 Dead 2 is a pretty fucking accurate depiction of rural, American cities, like country cities and stuff. Let me go to the Mall Massacre here. And show you that one. Alright, sweet. So, there have been a few changes to this as well. One thing I did do is kind of remove a bunch of those floating particles, because I already had like a bunch of ashes like over here, so I figured it would be okay. And yeah, it has kind of improved the clarity and the performance of the map, because apparently they were actually drawing a bunch of little point lights. So that was fun. But yeah, here's Uncle Sam. Red, white, and blue. This is the terror phone in action. Definitely not based upon the Galaxy Samsung 4 phone of the similar look. Samsung, of course, is a registered trademark of the Samsung. Samsung Galaxy 4 is, of course, not affiliated with Rogue Planet. It's a registered trademark. That being said, the idea of like a phone bomb was a neat idea I'd seen in Earthfall, and I figured, well, how about a phone gun? And it turned out there was a phone gun that the guy had made for this, so I liked the idea, and I decided to put it in my game as a weapon. And a bunch of different variants of that as well. Like the alien phone and a few other alien guns I'll kind of show off later. Let me shoot this guy with the USA. Bye-bye. Uncle Sam, he has a slightly faster reload than the Rust Bucket, but he's still an old-timer, so he'll still kill. Don't get it mixed up. He wants you. He wants you dead. That's for damn sure. Bye-bye. There's also a big gun down here. So for those of you who have trouble getting out of the basement, or need a little help trolling, there you go. This is the best part of making a pool mall. Is 3-story heights, and you have all kinds of spawns and other cool shit. So that's pretty awesome. So there's that. I'm also going to no, I actually think that was it for the day. I think what I'm going to do going forward is I'm going to just work on the maps, polish them up a bit, and then work towards a stress test. Basically, this was a bunch of ironing out and polishing, so I think I can just ship like 24 maps as a stress test, and then we'll go from there, basically. I'm going to show off Santa Fe, because it has had a few changes. I found out that the instanced foliage actor had about 7,000 meshes that were all casting shadows, so I had to take away that really fucking quick, because that's going to kill performance really badly. It also meant I had to cut the sunset, because the sunset was going to give you about like 15 frames a second, just because of the way the map was set up, and since I really don't want to remake this map, I did the best I could to make it not a laggy piece of shit, but there are just going to be some parts where it's going to be because of the way it was. This is why I just made most of my maps from scratch instead of just using a template map, but the kind of logic behind this I figured was, well, if I'm going to buy a thing, then I'm going to fucking use it, so here it is. Santa Fe. I've remade it here. As you can see, the lights are very glowy, but when you aim in, for some reason, it wasn't doing this before, but for some reason when I aim in, my frame rate goes down, so I don't know. I imagine it'll probably be ironed out with a stress test, but that's what stress tests are for, so if it isn't, then, well, you will be the guinea pig for that. Though it's something I'm going to have to work on because I do want to actually show this map and, use it. So, preferably with a decent frame rate. But, yeah, from what I can tell, the problem is there are just simply way too many meshes being used in a instanced foliage actor, which is pretty strange. But also the post-processing effects. I need to increase the size of the volume clearly because they're not working right here. Otherwise, as you can see, the map starts to look like it's more Christmas than anything. But yeah, you go outside, you can see there's a lot of fire and death. I kind of leaned more into that heat effect where it looks like you're putting your hand over a light and then you're seeing your blood. So I've also reduced the amount of heat waves to kind of hopefully try and fix the frame rate up, but yeah, unfortunately this map's just been kind of laggy, so I don't know what the hell's gotten it, but I will have to kind of look at it because it seems to be using a lot of VRAM. But yeah, there we go. Pretty cool remake, I hope. I wanted to kind of add some weird, like, demonic-looking light effects. And I also made the clouds move really quick. I'm going to do that to a few other maps. And, yeah, so that's pretty cool. There's that. I'm going to have to figure out what in the hell is actually, getting it. Because I go to foliage here, and there's like 222 rocks. 7 Hescos. Keelan, why the fuck you put that many in here? Fuck if I know. That's hell unoptimized though, but it is what it is. I might just end up having to remake this whole fucking foliage thing. Try to salvage the landscape as best I can and then see if that can work from there, but I have no idea because the frame rate's just kind of shit and it's using way too much memory. But regardless, thanks for watching. I'm going to work on this map and a few others some more and kind of just work to a technical stress test build. So that should be pretty cool. Take care.